Oh no! What it do, Ski? It's your boy Farewell. Today, guys, we're checking out Stargate Atlantis. This one is season number 1, episode number 18. Last time in the series, we had a really awesome one. Just overall awesome episode, as I said. Won me over as it went along. And thinking about it a little bit more, I thoroughly enjoyed it. The recordings to the deeper dives into a lot of our characters, seeing different aspects to them, seeing some, I guess, tough calls between Teyla and Shepard. My apologies, I also called Shepard Ford multiple times. Even when I was in post-production, I was editing it. I cut out one time where I mentioned it, but I didn't even recognize that I said it multiple times, so my apologies, it happens. Super awesome episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to be going down in 18 as we have a better idea of the threat, right? We have these Wraith motherships coming that are absolutely massive. Shepard really took in the threat. Noticing his tone change when he came back to the base. There's a lot of cool things that are going on, and I'm excited to see how that's going to go. So as always, y'all, don't forget to smack the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get right into it today, y'all.
Bruh, chill.
Previously on Stargate Atlantis, oh, or not. Also the shortest cameo of any main SG member last episode. It was quiet at Atlantis. Not a peep around. Not a drip of water. Or a Johnny Cash sound. Hey, yo! Explain this. This looks like one of the ancient Wraiths. A night terror? I know you're not walking barefoot. Those look cold. Those look like cold ass floors.
Major Shepard! Major!
Oh, shit! The double bubble dream. I mean, you don't become a fighting badass like Teyla if you don't got a little trauma. She's seen some things in her time. Also, I was surprised to see that a lot of y'all are actually more, not more, but a lot of people do actually watch just the SGAs. It's interesting. Because I guess when it aired, right, like if this was like 08, 06, and you didn't know about SG, and this was just premiering on like Sci-Fi or whatever, we would just watch this, right? Didn't have to body her like that, dog.
Continue.
Going easy on me, huh?
I assure you, Major, I am not.
Fractured rib.
It's usually me picking my butt up off the mat.
Truthfully, I have not been sleeping much. It has not been so bad since my father was taken.
According to Dr. Zelenka's calculations, we have less than 1 week before the Wraith arrive.
Oh my god.
Now, what option?
Well, since we got here, we've uncovered a number of defensive weapons systems beyond the shield.
We think our best option is the control check.
I was going to say that.
Yes, but you're taking too long, as
Yes,
usual.
but the point is, this may not be our best chance.
Name a better one.
Gentlemen.
We haven't even been able to initialize the chariot, much less determine whether we can meet the power requirements to run it.
Sergeant Bates, where are we with our Alpha site?
We've completed the ground and aerial security sweep and are ready to begin establishing base camp.
Teyla, are the Athosians getting prepared for an evacuation?
Yes, but many believe there is no other world that is safe from the Wraith. As we have heard from our allies and seen for ourselves, there are cullings happening all over the galaxy. My people have spent their lives hiding from the Wraith.
I'm sorry,
I am merely saying that the people of Athos wish you to know that if we are going to stay and fight, they too will help defend the city of the ancestors.
Oh, please. We can't possibly consider staying and fighting.
I disagree.
We have, what, 200 people, most of whom are scientists, who've
not-
never even fired a gun before?
He's not wrong.
First time ever I find myself having to agree with Kavanaugh.
No one's considering putting you guys on the front line, but science can turn the tide of war. Look at the A-bomb.
Not exactly our proudest moment.
The seriousness to the situation is really seeping in. I'm liking the approach. Because in terms of able-bodied military men. We don't got that many.
Teyla? Hi. Kate Heitmeyer.
Yes, right. I knew that. I'm sorry.
Strange how the memory just goes away when we're tired.
You are a doctor, right?
Psychologist, actually.
Oh, Shepard.
I deal with the mind. I try and help people deal with emotional problems like anxiety, depression, post-traumatic distress. I'm sure that you do a lot of the same things that I do for your people. You must feel you have to be outwardly strong for us as well. If you ever need to talk, I'm here.
Did Major Shepard ask you to speak with me?
Yes, he may have.
I'm sorry. I appreciate your concern.
Reined it in there just a second. Oh, he's about to catch a smoke.
What did you tell Dr. Heitmeyer?
Exactly what you told me, that you couldn't sleep because you were having nightmares. You're a member of my team, which makes you my responsibility. And I only told one person whose job, by the way, is to deal exactly with this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I have a hard enough time getting your people to respect me without them thinking I'm crazy.
Look, Taylor, you may want to sit this one out.
What do you mean?
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with you, God forbid. But you yourself admitted that you were a little off your game.
I'm sorry. But I do not need any help. The Wraith are coming. What I need is to do something.
Okay, good. I suggest you take a nap.
Very reasonable. Also, the fact they have a week before Annihilation is kind of stressful.
I was just, we're seeing each other. Oh, you know how much I love women with great, minds. I just don't say anything to anyone.
Your secret is safe with me. Dr. Heitmeyer?
Teyla, come in.
I'm sorry to bother you. I guess I'm not really sure how this is supposed to work.
Just relax. Tell me whatever's on your mind.
I have been having bad dreams. Everyone on this base is probably afraid. I do not know why I am bothering
Have you always been able to sense the Wraith? What does it feel like?
It feels like a deep cold that comes from within.
Do you feel that way now?
I have had a knot inside me for some time now. This feeling is a little different than in the past. Perhaps it is because it is always there now. Never before in my lifetime have so many Wraith been awake.
Do many of your people have this ability?
Some. I have always been among the first to know they are coming.
That makes you special. Tell me about your nightmares.
The vampire with the white dreads approaches my room. You know, I've only had maybe 3 nightmares. Less than 5 for sure in the past 10 years.
You were standing over yourself?
It was me, but it was not me. I was a Wraith.
Our conscious mind is capable of deciding what's most important to us.
Well, the fact that on some level I see myself as a Wraith is very disturbing to me.
I think this special ability you have, this talent for sensing the Wraith, connects you to them in your mind.
What am I supposed to do? I cannot change it.
Probably not. But the unknown frightens us. We all like to feel in control. But I find the more we know about something, the more we can convince ourselves we are in control of it.
Physiologically, you and your people are the same as we are. I have no explanation for any of your special superpowers.
I only have one.
I've seen you fight, my dear.
Any chance you would have time to fly me over to the mainland?
If you're willing to take your life into your own hands.
Oh, this is nice. Little side mission. Also, we don't get to see the mainland very much. Why do these look like the Firefest tents?
I can still see the little girl who used to paint me beautiful pictures.
I have missed your tuttle root soup.
But I suspect it's more than my soup that has brought you here.
Charon, do you know why I can sense the Wraith coming?
You were born to it. Some believe it was a gift from the ancestors.
And you?
Your father asked me not to tell you.
What is she, half Wraith?
My father is not here anymore.
There was a planet. As was expected, every so often the Wraiths came on several occasions. The Taken came back.
Interesting. So that was passed down generations. I assume that might have been like an internal operation.
Returned their loved ones to them. Others even told tales of how the Taken had somehow vanquished the Wraith. But soon the Taken began to be feared. Many began to behave strangely. Some became violent, even murderous. The villagers turned on the Taken. It was a massacre. All but a few were killed, but those few who survived, they are the ones who Charon believes passed on the gift. I have the address to the planet where this happened. Charon says the village is long gone. All that is left are ruins, but still I wish to go there.
Look, Teyla, there are a lot of things that we need to get done.
Maybe there is a way to fight the Wraith that we have yet to discover.
Doesn't hurt to take a look around.
I mean, I guess she got some rest. She went and got some help.
So there's nothing here.
I know.
Well, it's dark. Should we be getting back?
Give her a minute. I need her to put this behind her. Get some sleep, we all do, so whatever it takes.
Got something here. Really? I don't know. Got a little... You got a little what? Hey, McKay, you got a little what? Oh, it's okay when you guys make fun of me.
Rodney?
Yep, a faint energy signal. There's nothing here.
Survey says?
Well, the magic ancient device hasn't lied yet.
Hey, yo!
How about that?
How did...
Teyla!
Does she usually the only one who can go through
Maybe
it?
she got a good running start. You know, really slam into it.
How do you do that?
I do not know.
She's got the gene. So does she have like a superior ancient gene? Like a modified version of it? Or is this a Wraith ship that she has access
inside
to?
of a Wraith ship.
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking that the whatever gene was passed on was actually supposed to be a tactic from the Wraith to eliminate the Ethosians. But then that wouldn't benefit them for a food source.
It certainly looks that way. Some sort of hidden secret facility. I was able to pull this data recorder from one of the computer consoles.
You think the Wraith were experimenting on the people of that planet?
I have no idea. Hoping this thing will tell us. There. Now that means absolutely nothing to me.
I wonder.
Just so you know, you didn't actually finish that sentence out loud, right?
I'd love to have a good look through this.
No, knock yourself out. Gotta get back to the control chair anyway.
What's with this soundtrack?
Why do you think you could access the doorway when no one else could?
I don't know.
Has this all been one
Only a
dream?
Wraith can enter a secret Wraith facility?
Tell me, what does it feel like to be a Wraith? I feel hunger.
Don't you remember what happened last time I sat in one of those?
There's nowhere near enough power in the thing to do anything.
We are trying to determine exactly how much power is required to operate the systems that are controlled by the chariot.
And in order to do that, it needs to be on.
Gentlemen, how's it coming?
Well, not good.
Well, I'm sorry this won't help. Carson, I need you.
Oh, thank God.
You were right.
Lovely. About what?
Your theory of the Wraith evolving after the Ancients arrived in the Pegasus Galaxy?
How'd you know?
The Wraith language is a derivative of Ancient. I've been able to translate the first part of the log from the Wraith data device.
Really?
I'm loving the lore building in the big piece so far.
We'll try Dr. Kusanagi again. Now.
Okay.
Thank you.
The real bromance of the show.
You wanted to see me?
You'd better sit down.
Oh, whenever somebody says that to you, you're getting really bad
The
news.
Wraith, it was just one Wraith, actually, and he was doing it against the wishes of the other Wraith, which is why he was doing it in secret.
I think he's trying to make their food source
Juicier?
more compatible with their species. You have some Wraith DNA in your genetic makeup.
You're saying Teyla is part Wraith?
A very small part.
Which makes her about as different from us as you, because of the ancient gene you possess.
Touchdown!
Things.
Still, Bates is gonna go nuts over this.
Let's just keep this one under our hat.
Wait, so you think this Wraith scientist was trying to make humans what? Like, more tasty? But I thought you already said they had a number of genetic characteristics similar to humans.
They do, but they're still much closer to the bug creature that attacked Major Shepherd than to us.
The Wraith language appears to be a derivative of Ancient, which seems to suggest that the Wraith evolved after the Ancients arrived in Pegasus.
At
Jesus.
some point, the insects fed on humans and somehow incorporated our DNA into theirs.
And boom, the
the
Wraith.
are an evolution of that combination.
They're an accident.
The ancients actually created the Wraith?
By accident.
Or
Dang.
negligence.
That's true as
Either
well.
way, it doesn't matter.
All we know is that the ancients might have accidentally created the Wraith. I mean, fabulous mysteries solved, but neither of which that help in any way stop them from coming.
Just make a big spray of
Back to work.
a big bug spray. That's the answer. That's the answer. Oh my god.
The fact is, I'm really no different now than I was yesterday or last week.
But you feel different.
I think the thing that I am most worried about is how people will perceive me.
All right, even with Major Shepard in the chair, we weren't able to, What? What is that? I thought we decided there were more important things.
Why did the Wraith scientists stop the experiments? Well, at first, I thought it's because the other Wraith caught him.
They didn't.
No, according to this, he stopped on his own. The Wraith communicate with each other using some sort of telepathic network.
I noticed that.
Thankfully, they can't seem to read the minds of humans. By combining even small amounts of Wraith DNA with humans, the scientist was giving the humans Wraith mental abilities.
Oh, so we're gonna
Teyla
use.
told the voices that the people heard were.
It was the Wraith. Oh my god. So she's gonna be tapping into the Wraith network, and we're gonna be able to hear the comms and strategize on that. But I don't think she'll be able to just like do a Kelno Ream QuickTime and like be able to listen in. They might have to make some sort of like substance for her to take that sort of heightens her abilities, and she has to hone them in. Maybe sort of similar to like a Tritonin. That might make sense.
Mad. The Wraith scientist couldn't find a way around it, so eventually he gave up. When the other Wraith did find out what he had done, they wiped out all the people on the planet. But not before several of the test subjects had already been ostracized and forced to leave. Teyla may have more than just the ability to sense the Wraith coming.
If she can, we'll be able to gather all the intel we ever needed about them.
Talk about a buff.
I have never been able to hear the thoughts of the Wraith before.
According to the notes, all the test subjects who were given the Wraith DNA, they had the ability. Look, Teyla, I would not even consider asking you to do this if I didn't think it could potentially provide us with some vital information.
I think it's possible that over time, through several generations, people with your ability have developed a mental barrier to the thought projections of the Wraith. If we can get past that.
How?
We have a treatment process called hypnosis.
And how detrimental is that to her?
Lead you through it.
The Wraith are still very far away, are they not?
Yes, they are. And McKay, he does have some doubts about the range of this telepathy.
If I can somehow provide us with something, their strategy, a weakness, I see no other choice.
All right, she's going in.
Okay, I think we're ready.
Dr. Beckett's going to administer a mild sedative. Now, if this works, we should still be able to communicate with each other. Now, focus on this light as I speak.
All right, we're going under.
You told me that your father was taken by the Wraith. Do you remember sensing it that day?
Yes.
Think back to that feeling. What do you hear?
Noise. Voices. So many voices whispering.
So she's peeping into like a vast network of group chats.
I am on a ship. I am walking. I am in a room full of people being preserved so that they can be fed upon. I am feeding.
Stop. Beckett, stop.
It's okay. It's okay, you're here.
I had no right to ask you to do this. I can't put her through this, John. I know it was my idea, but it's too much to ask.
It might feel differently once the hive ships show up.
Run that
Why
back.
did you make them stop?
Excuse me?
I was on one of the hive ships that is headed here. It was working.
You were watching them feed.
Yes. I actually felt one of them feed. But I can handle it.
It was feeding. Yes, weird, but a man's gotta eat. There's no way they could detect this, too, so it's a pretty broken ability.
I am in some sort of control room.
Oh, is Wraith here?
You are all so pathetic. Nothing can stop us.
Wake her up.
You are all going to die.
Now!
What happened?
That Zubin, though? You are pathetic.
Dr. Beckett has her sedated.
You are
She's
going to
resting
die.
comfortably. I have no idea what the long-term psychological effect will be.
She said she could see some type of control room, maybe a map, an attack plan. She just needs to get a better look.
Oh. Hey, yo!
The Alpha site.
This is Sergeant B. Code Red, we're under attack. Coming in hot.
Lower the shield.
It's kind of odd. We're wrapping up the episode too.
Move it! Move it!
Is everybody okay?
All off-world personnel accounted for.
That planet was supposed to be uninhabited. What did the Wraith want with it?
I don't know. It's almost like they knew we were there.
They want something from us.
Yeah. They want to eat us.
No, something more. They are desperate. They have all awakened early, and there is not enough food to go around.
Ah.
It's just a feeling. The voices were so hard to separate.
So they'd be fighting for resources.
If what you're saying is true, then chances are it was Teyla who gave away the location of our Alpha site to the Wraith.
I don't think there was time.
Look, I admit, in retrospect, asking Teyla to connect with the Wraith, it may have been a mistake.
She wants to try again. Look, she said she was getting close to something big, something she's convinced we need to know.
The problem is, I'm not sure Teyla is thinking about what's best for herself.
Or that she could compromise us further.
At
Agreed.
this point, she wants to do it. Fact is, there may not be anything we can do to stop her from trying. So isn't it better if we're all there?
That's also fair. She's now experienced it enough. She could probably do it again.
Okay.
Break the connection.
It's not working.
No.
Oh no! Oh. Yo, shout out to Bates. Doing what needs to be done.
I can only hope we haven't caused her psychological damage.
Teyla's one of the strongest people I know.
Oh, there you are. Major, Dr. Weir, Teyla's awake. She wants to see both of you.
Well, good thing those guns don't operate like the Zats, because she'd be dead as disco.
We are concerned that the Wraith can connect you at will, though.
It has never happened before.
Well, you
No,
kind of
I'm
ignited
sure I
something.
have to connect with them first. I saw their plans. The route their ships are taking to get here. They do not just want Atlantis. They know about you.
They want the whole hood!
Sumner. The female Wraith wasn't just feeding on him. She was interrogating him.
That is why they are all waking up. They know that Atlantis is the only way to get to a new, rich feeding ground.
Earth.
Yes! What I say? Sumner leaked our addy. They're coming. It's a buffet.
Bruh, chill.
That was my reaction video to Stargate Atlantis season number 1, episode number 18 here. This was a pretty big episode in terms of just lore building and wrapping up some interesting concepts throughout the series at multiple points. Sort of just going through them quickly. Now know more about this sort of hive network between the Wraiths. There's this telepathic network that they all share, which Teyla has a connection to. Right? We found out that she is now part Wraith, which is particularly interesting, but I'll get to that more later on. But what does this mean now for the series? Are they going to be able to now weaponize that and use Teyla as, like, exploit Teyla? Very interesting. Is she compromised? Are they going to have to watch her more moving forward? That's really interesting. As well, now we've got confirmation that the Wraith not only want to take Atlantis, but they're going for a victory lap. They're trying to get Earth, right? Why pick a meal when you can get the whole buffet, you know? You can get the whole Mandarin, right? So that's particularly interesting as well. And I feel like now they're going to have to alert Earth. They're going to be forced to. So I'm really looking forward to that, especially given that the circumstances with the SG right now aren't optimal, right? Like, imagine getting a call, like, imagine the Google times 5, and they're also on the way right now. They're not prepared. We are severely underprepared for this situation. We don't have the resources. We have, like, not even a handful of 303s. We don't even know anything about the Big P. We haven't talked to them. So this is very exciting narrative, story-wise. This is very exciting, story-wise for me. In terms of a mental health episode, I really like the approach to this episode just a little bit earlier on. Big advocate for mental health, obviously, and it was cool to see. It was really nice to see that representation in this show. Obviously, they're military personnel. They have to be debriefed. They have to go through the regular psych evaluations and whatnot. It was nice to see even a character like, subtle scene like a character like McKay sort of going to the doctor and then sort of like making an excuse as to why he was there. But, there is a lot of stigma to mental health. It can be perceived as weakness. It can be perceived as being how people speaking about you getting help for mental health. Obviously, that's improved significantly over the past 2 decades. But it's really nice to see that sort of that conversation being brought up in SGA. I thought Teyla gave a really good performance, especially this being sort of a Teyla-centric episode somewhat. We also got to had a lot of jam-packed things in this, right? We got, is there a giant piece of hair on me? Oh God, here we go. Thing about having a cat, man. I love Dusky, but her hair's everywhere, dog.
Bruh, chill.
That conversation being brought up here. Now we have this whole idea of her lineage being connected directly to the Wraith, which is particularly interesting. It's going to be cool to see the stories that sort of spawn out of this now that it's been revealed. And yeah, overall, I actually enjoyed some of the little side comments, from Zelenka and McKay to Ford sort of getting some screen time here, trying to comfort Teyla, help her out, let her know that she doesn't have to do this to be perceived as strong. And I also really appreciated, again, some of those, I guess, more subtle elements, like Teyla not wanting to be perceived as inferior or as weak to some of her colleagues, or always having to put up this front of being strong. People have a lot of barriers when it comes to getting help, and I liked how it was her not being forced to get help, and sort of showing that reluctancy that people typically show when they want to get when they clearly need to get themselves some help mentally. And I'm glad that we saw her on her own accord wanting to seek help, right? That next step. So I enjoyed the representation. I liked the story. I think the greater narrative here with the Wraith was awesome. The lineage aspects, even going back to the mainland for a second. And I'm excited to see, because some days went by once they're a week away from the Wraith, so we're days away from the Wraith coming for the big suck. So I'm looking forward to seeing how things are going to progress in SGA and SG1. The next couple weeks should be pretty interesting. With that being said, y'all, what did you think about this episode of SGA? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, if you enjoyed this one, definitely be sure to smack the like button and subscribe if you guys haven't already. But with that being said, beautiful people, I will see you guys for the next set of episodes. Love you guys. Peace.